Well, this is literally breaking news here at TVSN. This show was going to be Maestro Cooling, but we had a shipment that we're so excited about just landed into our warehouse. It's physically on the premises of a product that we believe every home should have. It is so fundamentally important to have clean air in your home. And brand new from Maestro, we've got it, the Maestro 5-stage air purification system. It's here. It's going to be available. We've got an awesome price, but all of that we'll tell you about in just a moment. This is why it's so important.
We worry about pollution and what's happening to the environment. But have you stopped to think about the air quality in your own home? Introducing Maestro. Breathe safe and easy with the latest in effective air purification. Trapping and eliminating those indoor smells, Maestro's multi-layered filtration membranes also remove harmful airborne contaminants. Built-in filtration sensors auto-detect the level of pollutants in your home, then the Maestro adjusts in real time to tackle the problem. Whether it's nearby pollution drifting in, smoke, pet odours, cooking smells or lingering dust, Maestro has you covered. And when it comes to airborne allergens, it's good to know the Maestro also traps pollens, so you can breathe easier all the year round. The secret lies in 5 layers of intelligent technology. First, it captures coarse pollutants as they hit the particulate membrane. Next, an activated carbon filter absorbs and diffuses volatile gases and odours. Then comes the HEPA 13 filter. Made up of millions of microscopic pores, it traps over 99.95% of airborne contaminants, including those you can't even see. The UVC lamp with ultraviolet rays and the negative ion generator are specialist technologies that complete the work of the Maestro. It's portable, quiet, efficient and effective, featuring auto, sleep mode, turbo clean, filter change reminders and a timer. Maestro makes sense for every home. Improve your air, improve your life with the Maestro Air Purifier.
Well, you can see why we didn't hold back till the official launch, which was supposed to be in March. We wanted to bring it to you today because what with what's happening over in WA, what with our concerns when it comes to our health and well-being, for all of us, you know, we might have the pollutants in our home that we can see, that we can smell, but what about those that we can't? We want an effective way of being able to get rid of those. And what is so exciting for you today in this, our unofficial sneaky peek of the Maestro 5-stage air purification system, we've got a phenomenal price for you. Now, I know when you think of 5-stage, if you've looked into it, you know you need to have those multi-filter systems, but normally you're looking up around that $1,000 plus mark to have that sort of technology. Not with us here at TVSN. It's not even going to be that $800 mark. Not even the $600 price point, although it should be. That's where we are officially going to have this on our website going forward. But today, being the very first opportunity for you to get this into your home, you know you can trial it without 30 days. Have a little look price-wise at what you're paying for your Maestro. An introductory offer for you with a $200 saving, and you've got those easy payments as well. So it's super simple, super affordable to get what you need. I mean, when we think about it, we have a vacuum to keep our floors clean. We have all sorts of cleaning products to keep the surfaces clean. And what about the air, the most fundamentally important aspect in our home? And our homes, let's face it, we're spending more time in them. We've got to have that beautiful clean air for all sorts of reasons. But joining me today to tell us all about this extraordinary machine, this amazing technology, a favourite here at TVSN, appropriately named Ben Starr. Welcome back.
Hi Moira, how are you?
Very well indeed.
Lovely to be here.
Well, we were catching up to talk about the Maestro misting fan, and of course we've still got that available for you, but I'm so glad we didn't have to wait till March.
Well, I'm so glad as well. I've been playing with this at home. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Now, I am intrigued because we've got some interesting things walked into the studio just before the show.
Yeah.
One of them being this box full of orange smoke.
Well, yeah, well, we're talking about, you know, unfortunately, bushfires over in Western Australia. We had the same sort of thing here last year. And we're talking about the naked eye. So when we look at the naked eye, we can't see all these things that are in the air, but we can see what's in this box. So what we're going to demonstrate with this fabulous air purifier is this taking that out of the box.
So, and that's the lovely thing, you don't have to take our word for it. You can literally see it clearing the air.
Exactly.
We are live to air, so any questions, fire them through. And you know what happens when we're live to air. Demos sometimes can be interesting, but we shall see. And this, by the way, is exclusive to TVSN.
All right, so what we're making sure is that we've got our ionizer on, our UV switches are on. We're going to take this off. Moira, I might need you to give me a hand to actually lift this up. You feel like helping me? So you can pull this off, and I'm going to slide this into the top of the box.
How do I do that?
Just basically slide it out.
Okay. Easier said than done. There we go.
Right. Okay.
1, 2,
up
3,
we go. In we go. Okay.
Yep.
Now, pop that back on.
Okay. That comes out the top. Oh, Ben.
I know, it's got a bit of an odour to it. Look at this, it's already...
Hello?
It's dissipating so quickly. So just imagine that in your home. I mean, quite frankly...
It's dropped all the bits to the bottom.
All the particles have gone to the bottom.
Well, and then inside, of course...
Well, that's the ionizer, you see.
Okay,
so we're actually seeing what that can do. Like, this is what dust happens in your house with dust. It falls to the floor.
And that's the thing, the pollutants in our home, there are some, like the dust motes coming through, you see them in the sunlight there. They're the ones you can see.
Exactly.
But when we're talking about pollutants, it might set off your asthma, your allergies, it might give you those itchy eyes, those teary eyes there, that might just have you feeling a bit breathless and unwell. They're the ones that we actually can't see, and they could well be the most dangerous.
Well, that's right, that's right. Also mould. Mould spores, we don't see a lot of those things, but we might see little black spots in our bathrooms, and they're alive. So we've got to do all these things now in our own lovely homes. We wear face masks to protect ourselves at the moment, so this is like the face mask for your home.
That makes sense,
doesn't it?
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I will ask you about our friend the canary in just a moment. But what we want to do is unpack the technology that we've got for you here. So if you've done any sort of research, and I certainly have, on the best air purifiers, you'll realise that they need more than one filter, and this certainly has that.
That's right. It's got the 5 filtration filters in it. So why don't we run through some of the stuff, because like we've seen filters like this. When they come out of our appliances, vacuums, we use HEPA filters in vacuums. So this here is our first layer of treatment when it gets down to getting all the big stuff out of the air. So this could be in your house.
Pollutants that you can see.
This is the dust that you'd see at home. Yep. So then what happens is if we peel this back, take this right back, we can see there it's got the carbon filter in place. So this is where all the hard work happens. This is the HEPA filter at the front, right, which is where all the particles usually get stuck to.
And that's a HEPA 13 filter plus, I believe.
That's, well, it is, and I'll tell you something. If we were flying in an aircraft or going to the moon, that's what we'd have in a spacecraft.
Seriously?
Yeah, HEPA 13, yep.
Wow.
So there you go. So you can see here, it's beautifully made, but on the sides here, it tells us exactly what it is. That's the HEPA filter. Right, very, very important. Now, inside here is, we can hear that noise.
What's
That's
that?
all the carbon.
Okay.
Right? So we've got a coconut here because we use this to create this wonderful membrane. And it's wood fire burned. We're not going to do this on the show today. It's bad enough just with one thing. But literally, we're using all natural resources. So it is natural, goes into the system, and this is another layer of filtration.
Lovely stuff. In fact, what we'll do is we'll have a... Oh, before we go there, we are... Demand is faster than we thought it would be on this one. And I think it just makes such good sense. It gives you such incredible peace of mind. Now, these are some of the sources of the pollutants in your home. The nitrogen dioxide there from gas combustion. And the health effects on these can be absolutely dire. Formaldehyde, and that could be in the pressed wood products. And you know yourself, you get something flat packed, pressed wood is what we're talking about there, and that could affect your eye, your nose, your throat. You've got the VOCs, I think most of us have heard of those, and that can be in new building products, cleaning products, consumer products there. Again, hitting the eyes, the nose, the throat, also can bring about the lethargy and the headache. Now, passive smoke, either from inside your home or Tobacco smoke there, well, we know the dangers of that. House dust mites. Often talk about those being on our carpets, soft furnishings and in our bedding, but of course they get into the air and they are a major aggravation when it comes to things like asthma, eczema and nasal inflammation. Mould spores is another big one, and often if there's ill health in the home, medical professionals ask about, is there dampness in the home? And that's a difficult thing to prevent, but if you've got it in your home, it's nice to know that that mould spores are in the air and they can be combated with the Maestro 5-stage air purification system. Now, we were talking about the pollutants being of all different sizes and microns. When we think about a human hair, Ben, that's 60 microns, and we think of that as being super fine.
Exactly. Well, it's a unit of measurement. So when we get down to mould, it's 10. Then you've got pet, odours and asbestos, it's 5. Then we're down into smoke and viruses, and that's like 0.3%. I mean, this is a sterilisation, the ultimate sterilisation for your home, which is a fabulous thing.
So when it comes to the Maestro, how tiny does it go?
It takes us down to this particular wattage here. Look at this. On the side of our filter here, 99.975%. That's amazing.
Whoa.
Have you got that on camera? Yep. There you go.
Of the particulates that are in the air. 99.
That's a true HEPA filter.
Okay, and that's down to the tiniest.
The tiniest. Absolutely.
Wonderful stuff. And that's through the 5 different layers. We started to unpack those 5 different filters.
Sure.
It's probably good to maybe take that from the top and have a little look at that stage 1 filter. And that's the one that, yeah, you'll understand. Most people think, okay, well, if that's all we had in the system, that's pretty good. Now, when it comes to that, and we had a little look.
We've seen that.
Yeah. And that...
Well, at home, let's be honest, we have can be the worst. So here we are. We've got a lovely pillow here. So if we take this out, now this is the sort of stuff that you can only see if you're in front of the light or in front of the sun. But if you hit that, I know. So
Your
this
lovely suit, Ben.
I know, darling. I don't know why I wore black today, but anyway, once you go black, you never go back on this, right?
Okay. No, in fact, if I hold that up,
Yeah.
that's, you know yourself, if you... I was trying to get that in front of
You give it a good
garment.
whack. But it's the dust that we're trying to get rid of. Now, that's, you know, these are the things that are sitting in your home at the moment. So when you look at your house and you open up the windows and see all that sunlight coming in, all the little dust floating around there, that's all the stuff you're breathing in as well.
Now, the Maestro is brilliant because you don't have to know what sort of pollutants are coming into your home. It's intelligent. It's got a sensor system that just every moment is assessing the air quality. So we'll have a little tour.
It's set and forget. Literally, when you get this out of the box, unlike a lot of things, you don't have to set up anything. Everything is in the box. So on the front here, if we take the front off for you, what will happen if you do get this in the box, you'll have a plastic sheet over it, very much like this, because it's protecting the HEPA filter. That's the only thing you've got to take out. So you just rip that off, throw it in the bin, then you pop that into the machine, fits in beautifully, close the door, like so. Now the next thing, all you need to do is just basically turn it on. As soon as it starts to move, you'll hear the fan. It will go into turbo mode. We don't need to touch anything because it does it all automatically. So if you hit the auto button, now it's going to assess the room. And straight away,
it's going to see if there's...
Oh, yeah, what we can't see with our eyes, it's going to suss out.
And pollutants.
Yes.
How do we know that the air's not so good?
Well, how do we know?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we can smell things, but it's the stuff we can't smell. You know, like we can smell the next door neighbour with a cigarette.
So the colour indicator changes?
The colour will change. So if it goes into full-on mode, let's show you. This is just a simple little test with, you know, we're doing fly spray here.
And that's going to detect the
well, what it's going to do is it's basically going to assess now what's going on in the room, and we're going to see it come to life in a couple of seconds.
Oh, hello.
Straight into red mode.
It's like it's processing what it's brought in.
Exactly.
And then it's...
Exactly.
Yeah. So the red's obviously not good.
Red is not good. Now, what will happen is it will operate like this until it cleans the air. So we don't need to worry now. It's just going to do it all automatically.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And we do have a little friend over there, and the canary in the
We do.
They used to use traditionally canaries down the coal mines.
Well, there's a reason for that, is
Yeah.
because when the toxins got to a certain level, now they used to have big vats of coal sitting down there, so they're all doing the coal mine stuff, and we've got all this cleaning stuff that we've got in here, but they had those in vats, right? So what ends up happening is the poor little canary, when it started to sway to the side, or fall off the perch as they call it, the guys knew to get out because the toxins were now so high. So the canary is a very good friend. His great forefathers did a lot in the mining industry. Isn't he the cutest little thing?
He doesn't have to do
He
that
doesn't know what
today.
any of that is.
So we've got, of course, the as you say, the activated the carbon filter
Sure.
there, and that's based on that tradition of the coal mines, but of course brought
Exactly.
up into the 21st century.
Exactly.
So that is going to. So when we use our Maestro, ideally day in day out.
Run.
So we've got our power button there.
Sure.
We've got the auto button.
Yes, then we've got our sleep,
It's
timer
changed
button.
from red to orange, so it's already done its job.
Yeah, it's done that
Starting
part,
to-
yeah, so it knows exactly what's going on. We can even just give it another burst here just to show you. It'll pick up it'll go back into red mode. And it takes a couple of seconds for the sensors to pick all those things up. So we've also got the sleep timer on board, so you can actually put it into sleep mode. I just let it run. Just let it run the whole time. We've got these other great features. We've got the ionizer and the UV. And that's the ultimate sterilisation. So we have that when we go into our doctor's surgery and they sterilise stuff. This is very much the same technology, except it's using the technology of the cleaning process of the great air purifier.
Now, we'll take you through all through of those 5 filtration stages for you. So no matter, if you live near heavy industry, near a busy road,
Sure.
you're going to have the protection that you need from the particulate filter, the carbonate filter there. And that particulate membrane is the one that's going to catch the dust, the airborne things. Stage 2 is the activated carbon filter, diffuses the volatile gases. Then you've got your HEPA 13 filter, and that can capture millions of the microscopic elements that are in your home, trapping 99.95% of those airborne contaminants. Could have left it there, but of course it gets even better with the UVC lamp steriliser and the negative ion generator. Really clever one, those negative ions, really sort of getting in, attaching to particles and dropping them out of the air
That's
as
right.
well.
That's the stuff that we can't see. And look, I would run that for maybe 30 minutes a day. I wouldn't run that the whole time. Just 30 minutes a day when you're watching a TV show, and then switch it off.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, I love my neighbours, don't get me wrong, but when they barbecue, we get the whole barbecue odour coming up, and literally the visible smoke.
Sure.
So to have something like this where you can just go, right, hit the Maestro and know that you can clear that out.
That's right.
There's other people who live on the other side who are smokers. And it's like, well, that's their choice. But I don't want that in my home.
No.
So again, it's supposed to be fresh air coming in. Close the window up, hit the Maestro, and know that you're, oh, hello, look, we're blue.
Yes, it's gone
And
blue.
that would be one of the nastiest gases.
Well, that's
that goes
right.
through.
Well, it's a poison. Now, look, the thing is, as you were saying, I would leave it running the whole time, so you won't even have to worry about your neighbour, because it's going to do the work for you. And it's very, very quiet. Yeah, that's right. I have to say, though, I've got one and I've been running it for the last 2 weeks. The air quality, I find, is so much better. Now, look, I suffer from asthma. Those of you at home that have to have these dreadful things to get through the day, in a way, I haven't had to use it. I've been using it in my bedroom at night, and it's made a huge difference.
Follow your doctor's orders, obviously, but it's
My personal
you know
experience,
when you
yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
So that's a lovely thing. If you can have cleaner air in your home, if you've got less irritants that might trigger
That's right.
asthma and allergies, respiratory issues, even just the discomfort with the eyes, I find that's a big
right.
one. And that might, because I know that's another big thing. We think of, pollens as being a lovely thing, but they can be very, very irritating.
They're nice in a picture sometimes, but yeah, you're right. They can be very irritating. And if you live in areas, say, like Broken Hill, you have lots of dust storms. So, you know, this operates perfectly in that environment as well.
And it might just be a smelly curry or a fish you've been cooking
Oh,
or
yes.
something that's caught on the bottom of the pan. Again, the Maestro is going to come to the rescue you there. But have a little look at this. So this was, well, not supposed to be happening today, but we got a little bit excited that we had, you know, the first opportunity exclusively to bring you the Maestro IntelliSense Air Purifier 5-stage filtration that if you do look around, and we encourage you to do that, this same level of filtration is usually up around that $800, $900, over $1,000 mark, is going to be here at TVSN for $599. But on this, it's first show, it's premiere, it's launched, $399, and those easy pays are even better. $79.80 means you can get it home today, plus your delivery, and you can. And this is something you can put to the test and know it's working for you. So, for instance, you know, say if you did have some of that smoke that's, oh, sorry, everyone in Perth, that's blowing through your homes at the moment, you will physically see the sensor change to the orange or to the red, indicating that the air quality in the home isn't good. And then you will physically see that air quality improve as the Maestro processes those pollutants through the 5 filtration levels there. So with this, of course, oh, good questions coming through. I think Carol wanted to know how often we have to replace the filter.
Well, the machine will tell you when it has to be replaced. There is a little bit of maintenance, like everything. I would check this probably every 3 months and just give the filter a good clean. And I'm going to show you something. What we might do is take that filter out of our little box over here, because I want to show you the amount of stuff that's going to come off this.
Smoke one, okay. I don't know if we caught a picky or a little video of that happening, because at the very start of the show, we brought in the box filled with orange smoke, and then Ben popped in the Maestro, obviously working, and then look at that. It's dropping so quickly. We saw the blue light turn red straight away, and then it did its job. It pulled in the pollutants into the Maestro system using the 5-stage filtration technology and cleaned that air remarkably quickly. Oh, I can already see.
Well, this is it. Now, surprisingly, it won't be telling us that it needs to be replaced, the filter. So this is the great thing about it. It might look dirty, but we'll show you on the side here as we take this off.
When it really needs replacing.
When it really needs replacing, it's going to show, it'll tell you when it needs to be replaced. So here we go. Look at that. So let's take this filter out, and it's done exactly the job that it said it was going to do.
So that is, you know...
It hasn't gone into our lungs.
Yeah, that we don't breathe.
Now, as we say, Moira, it's 99.975%, which is just phenomenal.
Pulling the particulates out of the air.
Exactly. At home, this is the only thing you need to do. You take this off, just peels off like so. Right?
Yeah.
Now, you can see it's gone into the HEPA filter, so the second layer is actually doing its job. This can be vacuumed.
Oh, good to know.
Right, you can run the vacuum over this.
Lovely.
And the great thing about this is the filter still doesn't need to be replaced. It's going to be amazing. You'll get about 12 months out of this. Now, what's going to happen is I would normally put it into a washing bag.
Okay.
Right, so we won't do it for this, it'll test. But into a washing bag, into the washing machine. But if we just pop that into the water, we're going to see...
So we can give that a hand rinse there. And so that can give you even longer life.
That's right.
The filter system.
That's right.
Actually, quite a few people are picking up on the filters, which, yes, we do have here at TVSN already for you. So if you did with your savings, if you wanted to put that towards your next filter, absolutely you can. But they are in stock right here, right now for $119. Now, of course, inside that filter, you've got the 5 layers that we've been talking about. So, of course, you've got, and we've got a little pic or a slide on these. So, stage 1 is the large particulate removal filter. And we'll go into the technology of each of those 5 layers for you. So, that is the one that we've just shown you is washable, pliable, and effective.
Yep. Washable, pliable and effective. Now, I would do that every 3 months. That just gives you the demonstration of how that's working. So the coconut husk has a great thing to do there, and that helps us keep all this material and keeps everything so that it doesn't get into our lungs, filters out all those coarse airborne particles. As we say, it's 99.975%.
And that's only layer one.
That's layer one.
We'll take you through the slides on all the other 5 ways that we're filtering the particulates in the air in just a moment. So yes, you can keep that filter going even longer. Average home, average usage, 12 months before you need to replace that filter. Could be even longer depending on the air quality in your area.
That's right. And look, if you're in a cleaner sort of house, which is a lot more smaller than a big house, you're not going to have to replace it as much. You know, but if you were in an area where there's a lot of development happening at the moment, it's going to do its job for you.
We've got a heck of a lot of building works around, and there's obviously a lot of dust in the air.
Sure.
And you think, well, that's not great.
Yeah.
But it's even more than that, isn't it? It's again, it's not just the dust in the air that you can see.
That's right.
It's the invisible pollutants, and they're the ones that you sort of think, well, what's happening there?
Well, we don't know.
Eyes, nose, lungs, not great.
No.
And I think that's the other thing too. If you're sort of feeling maybe not the best, if you can feel things going on, then, you know, with the eye. Yes, there's lots of medications around, and yes, if your medical professional says you must take those, do it. But wouldn't it be nice just to know that at home, particularly if you're spending quite a bit of time there, your air quality is as pristine as possible? Well,
yes, and look, a lot of the homes now, when we go into homes and we buy furniture, we don't realise there's so much stuff that goes into making furniture. Some of those glues are very, very toxic. You know, it's one of those things, you get that new car smell. Is it really a new car smell? It's formaldehyde. And these are the things that you don't want to be breathing in. This takes all those impurities out of the air. This is what we're trying to do here. We wear a face mask to look after ourselves at the moment, so let's do the same thing in our house without even thinking about it.
Right, well, we've touched on the particulate filter, and that is the one that we're looking at here. Let's delve even deeper and have a little look at the other layers, and we've got slides on those for you as well, because the technology is absolutely amazing. So the next filter that we're going to look at is the HEPA 13, and that's the one, of course, that we are used to when it comes to medical grade filtration.
Right, medical grade. And we also have this in our vacuums at home, so we don't realise. But this is the exact thing that you will have on an aircraft travelling anywhere in the world or into outer space. A HEPA 13 membrane is very, very important for contaminant removal. It takes out smoke, allergies, pollens, virus spores, all those nasty things that we can't see.
And I missed one actually there, and we better just jump back to that one, and that was the activated carbon filter.
Well,
that's the one that you're talking about that uses the medium, the coconut husk.
That's right. Well, activated carbon is what is the biggest purifier of this sort of technology, and that's the thing that the little canary was very well aware about down in those mines. So this is very, very important, and it actually is made out of coconut husk, so that is all natural, wood fired to 250 degrees. It's got efficiency of 95% and more, and its absorption rate is amazing. Up to 12 months you'll get out of this. Very, very important.
And particularly when it comes to things like, you know, the cooking smells, the VOCs, the volatile organic components that could be in the air, things like the pet dander and other household odours as well. Really efficient, as we see here, at removing those.
Exactly. And look, to make mention, this surface area is the equivalent of 100 football fields.
What?
This is the equivalent of 100 football fields.
What do you mean, Ben?
In terms of its efficiency.
Oh.
So that's how much is in here, the equivalent of 100 football fields.
Because you've got all of those like a honeycomb.
It's all honeycomb,
so
yes.
that was laid flat.
That's right.
Would read out. Then add on top of that, we have got the UVC steriliser as well.
I love this bit.
Yeah.
Now the UVC, that is the ultimate thing. Alive, UVC knocks them out.
So we're talking like even viruses?
Well, yes, we are. And, you know, and we're talking about things like common colds. We're talking about all those types of things. It's the ultimate sterilisation, the final phase in sterilisation.
And, of course, on top of all of that, we have got the ioniser. And I know that a lot of people just buy air ionisers.
That's right.
But this is just one of the 5 stages, so helping to purify the air in the room by electrically charging the air molecules.
That's right. So it makes them heavy. And what happens then is it drops to the floor, and that's when we can pick them up with our vacuum cleaners and our clean wipes. So it's the final phase in the filtration process. It's quite amazing, isn't it?
It is. I mean, and this just spells it out. You know, it goes red the moment it picks up those toxins.
Yep.
And then blue so very quickly. This is what we did at the very start of the show. And that's just with the smoke side of things. And we'll set ourselves up now to show you. You've just done a little bit of a squirt there with the fly spray. So taking that in. So Ben, this assesses the air quality in the home.
Yeah.
And then it decides.
It does it all for you.
What level to kick in.
Yeah, and if it goes up to full power, turbo, that's fine because it's doing the hard work. You'll find eventually that it will drop down. Right. So you won't even know that it's just doing the work in the background for you. Auto sense technology. So it's very, 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 very simple. And
I've noticed very, very fast, even with some pretty nasty ones. OK, now, what size room is the next question that we've had? Couldn't this deal with? And that's from Wendy. Bedroom, living room?
I would put it in a living room. I've got mine in the living room, so I don't have it anywhere else. But you could put it in your bedroom. I mean, I usually just tend to put it in the living room and just let it do its job. It will do the work.
I've noticed that it does a 30 square metre area, so that's big.
It's very big.
Yeah.
Very, very big.
Now, I'm just sort of thinking if you've got that double-storey home, if you've got people in your household who really suffer with things like asthma and allergies or just the really irritated and sensitive when it comes to, you know, poor air quality.
Yep.
This is the sort of thing, if you've got a $200 saving, it's almost like you're getting the second one for half price. But while we've got our introductory offer on with a $200 saving. So what we'll do is we'll have a little look at this technology, give you the opportunity to jump in and be the very first, an exclusive for TVSN, just launching right here, right now, the Maestro Air Purifier with the 5 levels of purification.
We worry about pollution and what's happening to the environment. But have you stopped to think about the air quality in your own home? Introducing Maestro. Breathe safe and easy with the latest in effective air purification. Trapping and eliminating those indoor smells, Maestro's multi-layered filtration membranes also remove harmful airborne contaminants. Built-in filtration sensors auto-detect the level of pollutants in your home, then the Maestro adjusts in real time to tackle the problem. Whether it's nearby pollution drifting in, smoke, pet odours, cooking smells or lingering dust, Maestro has you covered. And when it comes to airborne allergens, it's good to know the Maestro also traps pollens, so you can breathe easier all the year round. The secret lies in 5 layers of intelligent technology. First, it captures coarse pollutants as they hit the particulate membrane. Next, an activated carbon filter absorbs and diffuses volatile gases and odours. Then comes the HEPA 13 filter. Made up of millions of microscopic pores, it traps over 99.95% of airborne contaminants, including those you can't even see. The UVC lamp with ultraviolet rays and the negative ion generator are specialist technologies that complete the work of the Maestro. It's portable, quiet, efficient and effective, featuring auto, sleep mode, turbo clean, filter change reminders and a timer. Maestro makes sense for every home. Improve your air, improve your life with the Maestro Air Purifier.
It is the intelligent air purifier, and congratulations to all of the very first people around the country who've got their Maestro, brand new to TVSN, exclusive to TVSN, and just one of those totally make sense additions to your home. When you think of all the different things that we have to cleanse our home, our surfaces, we wash our clothes, we wash ourselves, but what we have most of around our home and what can impact on us so dramatically is the quality of the air. But you sort of go, well, what can we do about it? We can make it smell better, but we can actually make it cleaner and more pure. And to the extent that it might be the smoke that's coming in, it might be just the bad smells, but it could also be things like mould and fungi, and I think the scariest of all, the bacteria and the viruses. Yes,
and they're the things that we can't see, unfortunately. So this is why we have the 5-in-1 filtration, all built in, all designed to basically be our face mask in the house for us. Even at the office.
And standing guard, that's with the
I love that.
IntelliSense technology.
Yeah.
That's what I love, that, you know, whatever's going on, and you might be aware of some, not aware of others, it's standing guard and it's doing double duty for you. And it's virtually, and we've got our little canary here, it's virtually like the canary down the coal mine there, because this is assessing if the air is not so good and then doing something about it.
Exactly. It's pre-warning us before the event.
Okay, now what we need to do when we get this home is super simple, is press one button. Or plug
Press one button.
Plug it in.
Take it out of the box. This filter will be in a plastic sheath. Just take that off and then pop it into the machine. So I'll just show you now. This is the old one that we were just using a few minutes ago. We'll move that over here. Let's pop in the new filter, all ready to roll. So we just pop that in like so.
And all the instructions come with it, so you know which way to pop your filter in, because you've got the 5 levels of filtration.
In she goes, and then we pop the little door on, and away she goes.
And boom, there we go.
Boom, there she is.
Yeah. And then that's going to run an assessment of the air quality in the
Straight away. Straight away. Now, when the filter does need to be replaced, it will tell you. The light comes on, and that's the time where you buy a brand new filter for it.
And you can do that from TVSN, so please
That's right.
know that they are available there for you. But you won't need to do that for a good 12 months.
No.
There's a couple of little tips too. You can always wash that first stage filter there.
Yep.
And you can vacuum your HEPA filter as well, so that'll keep that going even longer. But the sorts of pollutants that we're talking about, Ben, well, let's have a little look at those, because unfortunately, there are so many of them.
Well, and there's so many that we can't see. When it gets down to it, we can't see what smoke does to us. We know that bushfire smoke does harm us. And, you know, that's been very well documented and reported. So we've just got to be aware of the fact that this is doing the job that we can't do. We're breathing it in. Our lungs can't deal with this type of thing.
But really awful things like the nitrogen dioxide that could bring on chronic respiratory disease.
That's right. I mean, these are the things that you don't think about. These are just the things that you don't think about. Eye, nose and throat irritations, you know, and that's a big thing these days. I suffer from asthma, so those types of things can trigger off all these different events for me. Aggravation of all those asthma things, inflammation. You know, I've found that this type of technology, look, it's designed to help you, so I use it.
Things like mould spores are included on that list there, the passive smoke or even the active smoke in your home. But when we talk about, I mean, smoke to me seems like it's something that it's really quite tiny, but this will pull that in.
This will.
It will eliminate it.
It will, and it puts it through the carbon filter, and that's the big cleanser, the carbon filter here. And as we say, on here, it's 99.975%. which is phenomenal.
Yeah, effective at pulling those contaminants out of the air. But when we have a little look at all of the different pollutants in the air and all of the different sizes, in fact, we'll have a
microns, there we go.
For you.
Well, look at that. The human hair is 60 microns. Then you've got bacteria down at 1 micron. And, you know, we're talking about microscopic stuff here. Mould spores are 10. Then you've got the PET and the asbestos things. And believe it or not, you know, that is a big concern still, those types of things, asbestos, 5 microns. And then smoke and viruses, 0.3, with pollen sitting at 20.
Wow. Okay. So viruses are down at that tiny size.
Well, that's why you need the UV. That's why the UVC kicks in, and that's the steriliser.
And this is what we're talking about. With all of those different sorts of contaminants, with all of those different sizes, that's why you really do need the 5 levels. Advanced 5-stage intelligent filtration. And if you've been looking at air filtration systems and they don't have the 5 levels, then I'm going to say reconsider.
Well, exactly. And look, there are products on the market that are selling for far more than what we've got this for, that don't even have the 5 filtration systems.
I was in a friend's home the other day and they had a very well-named brand, and I asked them, and we had to get out the little instruction book to find out what the levels were. There were 2.
Are you serious? That's
it. And they spent more.
Well, see, this is it. You're getting 5 for this price. And look, if you maintain it and you look after it and you clean it regularly, it will last a long time. You know, and it's like everything. You don't buy these things and just throw it in a corner, because it's doing a lot of work for you. So you look after yourself, you look after the machine as well.
It doesn't need that much.
No.
It needs a little washout of level 1
Exactly.
filter, and then maybe a little vacuum of the HEPA filter there.
There you go.
And so 5 stages, and we'll talk you through those 5 stages because this is what's so important. So that's what, that level 1
That's right.
is what we're talking about, the particulate filter there.
That's the big stuff. As we saw on our original thing when we did our experiment. So that's all the orange. So the large particulate matter that's just taken straight out, you know, straight off the bat before it even gets into the filtration side, down to 5 microns. And then all those coarse airborne things like dust, that'll be sitting right on here. So the filter itself, you know, has a lifespan of 6 to 12 months. Every 3 months I would take it off, give it a quick wash in the washing machine, and that just keeps it fully operational.
And then the second layer is, of course, the activated carbon.
Well, that's right.
That's an important one because it's really going to be pulling in those volatile gases.
Well, that's the thing that does all the work, and it's using the coconut husk. It's activated, wood-fired at 250 degrees Celsius. Its efficiency is 95%, and its absorption method is amazing. So it's very, very good. This is what the little canary used to do down there in the mine shaft.
So the household odours, the smells, the pet dander, the cooking vapours, the VOCs, they're an important one to be able to pull out.
That's right.
There. The canaries were actually the early warning system, and they used the coconut husk, didn't they, as to clean the air.
That's right. That's
air.
right. That's right. Well, it was the carbon. They used to have carbon sitting in vats, and there he is in the back there. He's a singing one. The males sing and the females don't. I learnt that. I learnt that last night at the pet shop. we don't have a name for him yet, but he's happy to be here.
He sings beautifully.
He's loving it. He's a bit of a star.
You're very welcome to send in name suggestions for our canary. We're live on Facebook, by the way, as well. And please keep those questions coming because it is exciting new technology for every single home out there. I'm thinking also, I've got a number of friends who work in beauty salons and hairdressing salons too. And there's so much that's in the air there. You know yourself, you do your finishing touch with your hairspray and it's like, oh, hello.
Well, even those nail bars. I mean, they're pretty full on. Some of the smells in there.
It's us as well when we're doing our own nails at home. And there's so many things we use. And obviously there is, you know, something in the air there that may not be particularly healthy for you. And if you haven't been feeling your best, if you're not breathing as easily as you used to, if you're having skin irritations, eye irritations, the sinuses as well, could be an indicator that the air quality in your home isn't as good as it should be.
That's right. And look, we don't know what our air quality is. This is all stuff that we can't see with the naked eye. We can sense smell to an extent, but we just can't see what's in the air. So this job of this machine is doing all that for you.
It's also a really good looking unit as well.
It is.
And that's it. It doesn't take up a lot of space.
No, not at all.
So it's a nice, easy one for you to bring into your home. So we talked about the particulate filter. We've talked about the activated carbon filter. Your stage 3 is very impressive and does an extremely important job, and that's your HEPA 13.
Well, this is it. The HEPA 13 is amazing. So this is what it would look like, say, brand new, out of the box.
And not having had a
not having had the smoke box, no. So there it is there, looking fabulous. Then after a few days or after our test, that is the job of it. Now, what that's doing is 99.9% of the work.
And the work is bringing in the smoke, the allergens, the pollens, things like mould and spores.
That's right.
Fungi spores is a pretty nasty one for our health and well-being. Bacteria and viruses. See, that
the virus thing freaks me out still,
And, of course, the dust mites and the pathogens. So a very important part of the 5-stage system we've got with that HEPA 13 membrane. And we're talking household health here, Ben.
We are. And, I mean, look, our health is all we've got. So if you don't have your health, you've got nothing. So I look at it this way. This is an extra protection layer in the world that we live in at the moment that I feel a lot safer at home.
And, of course, what we're talking about is getting down to the tiniest of pollutants in our home, 0.3 of a micron, and that HEPA 13 membrane is super efficient at capturing those.
That's right.
But even after that stage, Ben, you know, if anything still permeates through, we've got peace of mind that there's 2 more air cleansers besides that.
Well, then it's time to nuke it with the UVC. We're going to kill off those little critters. And the UVC lamp is very, very powerful. It targets the membrane surface area and basically lights the entire area and kills off all those nasties that are still alive. It's got a lifespan, the light bulb, by the way, of 16,000 hours. It is replaceable, so we've got that as well. And it's directly targeting the membrane. So that is an amazing feature to know that if the viruses are still alive or the common colds, we're going to nuke it with our light. Put it under the disco lamp.
It's our disinfectant for the air. And then last but not least, the ionising generator. Gee, I love ionisers because they always actually give me a lift, make me feel better.
They do.
People buy just ionisers,
yeah,
ionisers, but that's built in.
And the air does smell different too. For some reason, if you shut a room and leave it running, you walk back in and there is a different energy in the room.
Yeah, it's like after the thunderstorm, or if you're standing near the ocean or a waterfall, they naturally produce ions, negative ions there. Now, what I'm going to suggest to you is you're a brand new customer and you're looking at this going, oh, I like TVSN. They've got the good things. You can buy very, very well. This is an exclusive offer for you from TVSN. Brand new today, your Intellisense Air Purifier for just $399. So you've got a $200 saving. Easy Pays don't have any interest on them. You can pick this up today for just $79.80 plus the delivery, which as you can see is very, very reasonable. Wherever you are, $7.90 to your door. You've got your 30 days, so you can get this home and you can put it through your own pollution and pong test, shall we say.
Yes, fabulous.
You can spray the hairspray near it. You can cook the smelly food near it. You can, if you've got the barbecue smoke coming in, you will see in real time this sensing, and it constantly updates, doesn't it?
All the time. It's and it's sensing the whole room the whole time. So let's do another little test with it around the front here.
So at the moment we're blue. So
blue
means the air quality is good. And when Ben first brought this into the studio, I was actually on air with Diane Gilman, and he had it running for, oh, look at that. So
and she's gone straight into red mode.
I'm glad it did, because it is calming when you do that, Ben.
Well, Moira, it is actually cleansing the air for us as we speak. I mean, in a way, we'd be wearing one of these. We'd be wearing one of these. This thing's doing it all for us without us even thinking about it.
So you know when that turns red, that's sensing this air is not good,
that's
and
right.
then it's instantly going into action
to
start cleansing that air.
Exactly. Now, I took one of these to my parents' house into a room that hasn't been used for a while and just turned it on for the fun of it. It went to red straight away and stayed like that for nearly 2 hours, and then it just dropped right down. And it was because I think the room was very mouldy. It hasn't been used for years. So all of a sudden I said to my mother, can you believe the power of this little thing? So, yeah.
So you've got that real-time testing of the air quality in the home, and then you've got the Maestro with 5 layers of filtration there swinging into action to drop out all of those nasties. So you can already see it's gone from red, now down to the orange, then to the yellow, and then when it's back to blue, you know it's finished doing its job, and it's standing ready and alert to do that again if new pollutants come into the air. I'm going to give you a chance to order your Maestro, because you're the very first, and we'll be back to answer more questions for you at the end of the show in just a tick.
We worry about pollution and what's happening to the environment. But have you stopped to think about the air quality in your own home? Introducing Maestro. Breathe safe and easy with the latest in effective air purification. Trapping and eliminating those indoor smells, Maestro's multi-layered filtration membranes also remove harmful airborne contaminants. Built-in filtration sensors auto-detect the level of pollutants in your home, then the Maestro adjusts in real time to tackle the problem. Whether it's nearby pollution drifting in, smoke, pet odours, cooking smells or lingering dust, Maestro has you covered. And when it comes to airborne allergens, it's good to know the Maestro also traps pollens, so you can breathe easier all the year round. The secret lies in 5 layers of intelligent technology. First, it captures coarse pollutants as they hit the particulate membrane. Next, an activated carbon filter absorbs and diffuses volatile gases and odours. Then comes the HEPA 13 filter. Made up of millions of microscopic pores, it traps over 99.95% of airborne contaminants, including those you can't even see. The UVC lamp with ultraviolet rays and the negative ion generator are specialist technologies that complete the work of the Maestro. It's portable, quiet, efficient and effective, featuring auto, sleep mode, turbo clean, filter change reminders and a timer. Maestro makes sense for every home. Improve your air, improve your life with the Maestro Air Purifier.
It just makes very good sense, and congratulations if you've jumped in already. A $200 saving. I know, Ben, I did a quick little flick online at different air purifiers and what you will pay out there. They can be very, very expensive.
Oh, very expensive.
But you've also then got to break it down. What level of filtration will they give you? Will they give you the 5 different?
Yeah, and sometimes you'll find that you'll be buying two filtration systems and not the other 3. So, yes, you're getting a very good deal with this particular Maestro product. It's a fabulous product.
And we saw there's so many different examples of the things that might be causing you trouble. It might just be the cooking in the home. You know, when oil burns at a certain level, that can be really, it's think, oh, that smells bad, but it actually is not very healthy for you as well. It's the things that might be leaching from your furniture, from your paint. It might be the products that you're using in your home. It might be what's wafting in from the outside, if it's near a road or construction, if it's barbecue smoke, tobacco smoke. Just,
exactly.
high density
and
living.
It's the things that we buy that we don't think about, like we buy, cars, and they are highly full of these types of toxins. We call it the new car smell, but a lot of it's all plastics and different styles of glues and things. So, you could even put this inside one of your cars just to give it a test. I've done it, don't worry. I wish I had one, or in a garage. When I was a teacher for 17 years, oh my God, I wish I had one of these when I was teaching all the high school kids with all the pheromones, because the schools get this particular smell about them. And after lunch, it used to drive me crazy. I wish I could have had one of these and switched on the ionizer and just nuked everything.
Oh, well, let's have a little look. What I love is it's not one of those massive, great units. You can see how compact it is. The control panel on the top there is super simple. You've got the power on and off. You've got the auto button, and that's a great way just to run that on auto. So it's just, as we were saying, standing guard. You can set and forget. This is your night mode, and look, it's quiet anyway, but that will make it even more quiet.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And just turn the lights off after they've initially been
set down, that's right.
So you haven't got a light there if you're sensitive to that. I love this, that you've got the colour indicators.
That is the best feature of all, and as I say, when it goes into full turbo mode, that's the time when you think, well, I've paid for this machine and it's doing its job. This is what it's paid to do.
Let's ramp it up to
ramp
turbo
it right up.
there. So that's easy.
There you go.
Control the level if you want to, or just put it on auto.
That's right.
By using the fan speed.
That's
there.
right.
Now this is controlling the
UVC and your ionizers.
Okay.
So if you push that, the little tree comes on.
Yep.
And then that's the ionizer. The UVC is your light. That's the little light feature on this top there.
And then you've got a timer.
And then you put the timer.
To use that.
Yeah.
That's it. And easy to replace filters.
Very easy.
12, 18 months if you just give them a little cleanse every now and again. But those filters are available from us here at TVSN. They're in stock now. Many people are actually picking up on that. You won't need to use it for a year or so, but
not at all.
They're here for you. And you could actually put your $200 saving towards that if you wanted to. And that includes, of course, all 5 levels of filtration. Oh, sorry, the 1, 2, 3,
4, yes.
Yeah.
And this is what you're paying for.
Yeah.
This wonderful technology.
And then built into the machine, you've got your negative ionizer and your UVC.
Exactly.
Got it.
Top 5.
Well, I think the Maestro goes to the top of the class because it's a very exciting breakthrough when it comes to controlling the air quality in your home.
Well, and it's the only option that I would put in at the moment. And what I love is it's you can try it at home now. If you don't like it, send it back in 30 days. That money-back guarantee is fabulous. But the great thing is, compared to other units on the market, this is a bargain.
Definitely is. In fact, so much so, if you've got the big living area up to 30 square metres, this will do the trick there for you, that
Exactly.
open plan living where the kitchen can often impact the lounge room.
Yep.
But if you've got other issues, if you're particularly sensitive to the allergens that are in the air, it makes sense to also have this in a bedroom. But you can start with one and see how you go. The thing is, you'll know that it's working because it's got that IntelliSense system there.
That's right.
So it detects the pollutants for you and it goes to work to remove them.
Straight away. Plug and play.
Yeah. Peace of mind for you when it comes to the air in your home. But of course from Maestro we've got a brilliant cooling system too.
Oh, we do indeed. We do indeed. And of course our lovely Maestro fan is the ultimate. The air misting fan is standing off to the side there. So it's one of those products that we keep ordering and we keep selling out.
It's amazing what a difference the misting makes. You can run it as a regular fan, but
That's
add
right.
in the misting and it's like, oh, that's glorious.
I know. Or go to bed and pretend that the windows are open and it does that wonderful feature like the window is open and the air's coming through, back and forward.
Well, two impressive solutions there from Maestro. If you want to be cooler, you've got the Maestro misting fan. If you want to keep the air quality in your home as clean as possible, you've of course got the Maestro Air Purifier. Ben, thank you very much.
Thanks, Moira.
Thank you, little canary.
Bye-bye.
We've got our own canary coming up next.
Boys. Anushka is coming up next. They are back in the house. This will be very exciting. We've got the booties, we've got the umbrellas, and of course we've got the beautiful handbags. I'll see you all soon.